Hi, Kat here. Welcome to A Card Kat Made. Today I wanted to share with you two cards that I made using this pack of foil art from Crafty Critta. I've actually pre-cut down one of the pieces and I'm using that one piece. I'll foil it and then I'll use its reverse, hence getting the two cards. I've got my Catherine Pooler inks out so that I can do a bit of blending. I got those also from Crafty Critta. I'm just picking out a few colours to make a nice sunset and then the water, and I've just got a piece of paper to use as my mask rather than getting out tape or any of that stuff, just to make it as easy and little fuss as possible. So I've just found where the horizon would be and going around the sun with yellow so that there's a nice glow from where the sun would be setting. I thought a nice sunset would look really pretty, and the sun's already there, so why not just give it a glow around it. Now I decided that I didn't need orange, but at the last minute pulled in Coral Cabana from off the edge where I've got my ink stacked up, which you can probably see because I don't have my camera in quite the normal spot. But that's okay, I digress. So I'm just adding a bit of orange to it, even though the pink and the yellow would have made orange. I just wanted a bit more of a gradient at the last minute. Then we're moving on to pink. I do try and show the show the names when I remember, but I don't always remember. But this one is Be Mine. I really love this pink. Now you'll notice that my paper down the bottom is actually getting a lot darker than the one that I'm blending onto, and that's just because it's a more absorbent paper. As simple as that. So the Crafty Critta paper, which is fantastic for foiling onto, doesn't soak up the ink, so it will come out a little bit lighter. But I really love it, and it's so easy to blend on because it's so smooth. And then I'm just adding in the purple, which is Grape Crush. I always mean to show you, and then I get distracted by making and having fun. Not that I'm not having fun talking to you, but I just start to create and forget to show and that there's a camera there. And just pulling in the pink again to make sure that the pink's still there. I don't know why I turned the paper around. I think I just thought, oh, that looks messy, and then realised it doesn't matter if it looks messy because it's just a piece of paper that I'm not using. But I don't cut things like that out because if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I always try and include any small things that some people might cut out because they're embarrassed or didn't like how something went at the time. I'll keep it in there. I mean, you've seen, if you've seen the video where I pull a card apart at the last minute and put it back together in a different spot, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I always feel like if you're not happy with it, why not try and just see where it goes by changing it, because all you've got to lose is some paper. So then I'm using suede shoes to put down some blue. When I want a nice clean blend, I'll start off the paper and blend onto it, but when I'm doing water, I really don't care if it's a little bit patchy, because water's a little bit patchy, especially the ocean, which in my mind this is, when it looks like a nice little island sitting there. It actually really reminds me of a photo that I have that was taken when I was in Hawaii, when I was lucky enough to go on holiday there. Oh, and that's me breaking my brush. Like I said, I always like to include bits where a mistake has happened because they happen to everyone. And I've had the brush a couple of years and I use blue quite a lot, and I'll just get that glue back in another time. And I just wanted to add a bit more purple around the edge. As it's been drying, it lifted a little bit and I wanted it a little bit deeper. I'll actually grab Juniper Mist out in a moment and use that. Just trying to get things back in place because I thought I was finished and then decided I wasn't. And same as the water, like it might not look that smooth, the transition, when I first do it, but after you leave it for a moment or two, it all blends in. And the little bits on the edge of the water where it looks like it's a bit paler because I haven't quite gone to the edge, I know that I'm going to have to trim the card down to actually put it on a mat, so it doesn't bother me at all because it's not going to be there. And once again, there's not enough pink. I have this thing about, I think all sunsets need a pink. But I do live right near the beach. The end of my street is actually the beach. So I'm not too far from it, and we have quite a lot of pink and red sunsets. So it's lovely. I'm very lucky to live where I live. I just put a touch of water on my cloth so that I could wipe that all up nice and neatly and finish with the ink blending. I'm really happy with how that looks, if I do say so myself, and I do. That's just me being not unsure of whether I trim it down first or foil it, and I decided to go with the foiling first. Reaching in front of the camera, but I didn't think I should edit out those things because then it looks like I'm hiding stuff, and I'm not. I'm clumsy. Now, Midnight Sky is absolutely one of my most used foils. I often use it for sentiments. Any technique that not any technique, any foil art that I can do this technique with, I will. I've done it with bats, I've done it with Christmas themes, like with Christmas items. I absolutely love using black foil and ink blending. I'm sure we're going to have more videos of me doing it because it really is one of my absolute favourites. And that was me just checking and showing you that I didn't get any ink on my dusty brush from being impatient. And I did. So I'm running that through the Mink. I've got that set on 3. Now, if I was going to be doing a lot of foiling, after a little while I'd have to drop it back to 2 because otherwise I start to get over foiling. But when I first turn it on, 3 works perfectly, and when I'm doing toner sheets, 3 is my go-to to get a nice clean transfer. I love this pack of toner sheets. It's got so many different uses. I love all the rainbow ones. I adore their white toner sheets. As I said, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, then you've probably heard me talk about them. I can't sing their praises enough. I love being able to use my leftover foil and have none of it go to waste and get 2 cards out of 1, as I'm doing here. Now I did wait for that to cool, it just doesn't look like it because it's sped up, and my glass mat is very, very cold because it's winter here. Hence my long sleeves getting in the way and annoying me throughout the video. I really liked that, but I thought I should change and just check what it looked like on the other one, and I didn't even like it enough to show you properly what it looked like. Now I'm doing my dusty like Nancy taught us to, And then I've just seen that there's a little piece of foil that hasn't come, well, the reverse is a little bit thicker than what I'd like it to be because the others are all nice thin lines. So I just get a pokey tool out and give it a little scratch off of that extra foil, and then it's good to go. But I thought it was important to dust it all off again because I wouldn't want that to be the reason that something went wrong after doing all the work beforehand. So I run that through and put my brush away. Multitasking. I love it when I can multitask and actually get things done. I often try to, and then sometimes things get left half undone. So my mink actually lives off to the side of my mat just there, so it was just caught up in my mouse cable when I first picked it up, which was why it looked like it was difficult to pick up. It wasn't, it was just caught in my mouse. Because I actually have my computer screens up in front of where I work. Now I'm trimming this down to 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches, and I use an A2 card size, an American A2 card size. I just find it easier to be consistent with my sizing and use the US sizes rather than trimming down A4 to work because, well, yeah, the A6 cards look great and all that. I try and keep things uniform because that way I can pre-cut things. I don't know what I think I was pointing to. When you have it in a big sheet like that, sometimes the light can actually catch some of the stars. Now it does, sorry me just throwing that across the desk there, sorry about that. It does take me a couple of goes to get this one trimmed down to quite the right size because I don't want to go too close to the tree without knowing exactly how close I need to be, so just trying to make it all nice and centered. So yeah, just took me an extra go at it. And I'm trimming this one down to the same size because I'll mat them on some glitter cardstock when I'm putting the cards together. So now I'll just do a quick clean up and come back to you ready to put the cards together. Magic! I'm back! So I just chose some coordinating colours in some glitter cardstock that I've got. A lot of the time I'll actually die cut out the centre of my matte layer, but this is actually just some very cheap glitter cardstock that I got, but it's still pretty, so waste not, want not. But it's not very thick, so it's not like it's adding a lot of weight to the card. If you're in Australia, it's from Kmart. It's just their cheap $5 pack of glitter cardstock. And if you are in Australia, my card bases is paper from Spotlight. I buy their brand of 300 GSM 8.5 by 11 inch paper and cut that in half and then have card bases. I hope you enjoyed what I've made today. Please let me know in the comments which one's your favourite. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.